or
Yeah,
U
so
or something.
right, but in this sentence structure, so if we were talking about tense subject action, that would be something different. It would be like this: Uo faitao. I have read. But
Mm.
yeah, we haven't got to that one yet. Everything right now, and that's why I messed up on the last one because you guys are like 2 weeks ahead of the last class. So I'm getting things mixed up. So I'm talking about things that I shouldn't be talking about yet. That's why in the first day I was like, we need to stay sequential, mainly for myself because I don't want to get lost. So fight tau. So only do tense, just for today. Tense, action, and then the subject. So we have our
Mm.
tense is ua, fight tau is our action, and then what is our subject? We actually have two subjects in this one. So this is where, and you already,
Iletala.
yep, okay, we have letala, and then there's the other subject. Another, well, I'm sorry, another subject. It's gonna be, and you already said it, but when it comes before the action is o, after the action it's au. Okay, so I means au. So what if I read it like this is gonna be have read the book I. Have read the book I. Now we have two subjects here. See our two subjects. We have letala and we have oau. And of course, again, we dropped the o in both of these because we don't need it because we have a ua. All right. So now, which one did the action? Letala or au? Wow. Letala. Oh, okay.
Letal.
Um. So the one that read the book is going to be au. And because Au read the book, we're gonna put Au. So Ufaitao Letala Au. So I have read the book. And then the other way, if we wanted to restate it, remember tense, action, two subjects coming after. It's gonna be Ufaitao Au Letala. All right, so this is the doer of the action. And really, this just takes kind of like studying the pronouns that come after the action. So the way that you said it was correct. But that would be tense subject action. Okay, so you were saying like ua, that's our tense, o is our subject, and then the action is gonna be fight out. Okay, but we weren't we're actually on that later on in this lesson today. But just for this exercise, it's going to be tense, action, and then two subjects. So it could either be tau, tense, action, subject, subject, and the doer of the subject gets marked with the e, or we can flip it around. We could take the au and put it in the front and say tau e au letala, tau, or ufaitauina e au letala. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then the last one, Thursday is difficult. So this one is have we have Thursday is a what do you call that? That's a noun or a proper noun. And then we have difficult is going to be a word that describes a noun. So it's still going to be tense, action, subject form. So if we were to do that, Thursday is difficult. So let's see. So our tense is going to be, it's Thursday presently is difficult. So and then the word for difficult. So that's going to be our action or our adjectives. Adjectives and actions can go in that spot. It doesn't matter which one. In this case, fangata, e, fangata, and then Whaifangata. And then Thursday. Thursday is difficult. So asotofi. Ifangata asotofi. Or we could say, if we want to say this Thursday, or there's several ways to say that. However people were to come up with it, but if you said this, that's fine. Thursday or Thursdays are difficult. Difficult Thursdays. Thursdays are difficult. Okay, so the whole thing with this whole exercise is tense, action, subject, tense, action, subject. So if you do a whole bunch of those kind of exercises, and after a while it just becomes fluent for you. It becomes second nature. Okay. Let's go to some other slides. Action and adjective function the same way in the Samoan sentence structure. So I did say that just a second ago. Tense, action, subject, or it can be tense, adjective, subject. And adjectives again are words that describe a subject. Like, for example, if I were to say ta'avale, ta'avale means car. So if I were to say our car is blue, and we had an example up there. So tense action subject or tense adjective subject, e. Oh, there it's right there. And then what is the adjective? Is blue or lanu moana, lanu moana, and lanu moana, and then our car, our car. And that's gonna be le mato ta'avale or le tato ta'avale, whichever one. In this case, we're talking about the exclusive form. So we're saying our car, not yours. I'm telling somebody else that it is our car. Elana moana le mato ta'avale. It's our car that is blue. Our car is blue. Okay. So just today, just with these exercises, focus on tense action subject every time, or tense adjective subject, and just do a whole bunch of those. And I promise you, it just takes your someone up a level. Like if doing a whole bunch of reps in the gym, you come back like the day after, like, man, this really easy. You know what I mean? So okay, and then rearranging description phrases to similar statement. So for example, in week one, we learned this. Like if we said something like oleaso matango fie. So oleaso just means the day. And if I add an adjective to it, I could say oleaso matango fie. So the beautiful day. So oleaso by itself is the day, or it is the day. Oleaso matango fie means the beautiful day, or it is the beautiful day. However, if you wanted to add the O, you would say it is. Okay. But if you wanted to put it in tense action subject form, again, that is the main purpose of today's class. Tense is e, our adjective is matango fie, and then our subject is leaso. Right. So all we did is we took matango fie and put it in the front. Okay, we took matango fie, put it in the front, but when it's up there, it needs its own tense marker. Okay, and that tense marker is going to be e every time. Anytime you convert these kind of phrases, the beautiful girl, the stupid man, the smart doctor, the fast boy, all you just when you put that adjective in the front, you still have to give it its own tense marker, and then you put that descriptive word, and then you put the subject. So tense, adjective, subject. All right, same thing here. We have elanu meamaka la upengi. So tense, we have our adjective lanu meamaka, which means green, and then my pen. So green my pen, or my pen is green. So then if you were to convert it over, it's going to be ola upeni lanu meamaka. So my green pen, my green pen. So it's not exactly the same translating, but it's my pen is my, I'm sorry. Green is my pen is green. Okay. Um All right, so now this is what you were talking about. When you said uo, and then whatever the action was after that. You put the subject before the action. All of this time now, when we're talking about tense, subject, I'm sorry, tense, action, subject, there's only a certain list of pronouns that you can use, right? Now we're talking about the pronouns that come before the action. So these are the ones that are stated before the action or before the verb. It can only be pronouns here. You can't say ualetene. I'll write it out just for everyone's on this recording. You can't say ualetene. Ualetene, um what's the action? Tamoe, run. Okay, because this is not a pronoun. It has to be a pronoun. Only time you can say tense, subject, action is when this is a pronoun. So if I were to say she, you know the pronoun for she in Samoan? Waliu.
What was the question?
Do you know the pronoun for she in Samoan? So instead of saying letene, we would say, so like she has ran. So in this case right here, the pronoun would be ia, ia. So ua ia tamoe. So that's how we would do like our tense and then our subject and then our action after that. Tense, subject, action. So and again, I think the main thing to take away from this is it's only going to be pronouns right here. Only going to be pronouns. We can't say, oh, that's not what I want to put. We can't say ualetene because that's not, a common noun can't go right there. And letene or the girl is a common noun. So these are the only ones that you can use before an action. Okay. These are the only pronouns that can go in this spot. We would say o, that means I, e means you, ia means him, her, or it, ma, like when somebody said, yeah, ma, oh, let's go. Us two, we're gonna go, not them. If we say yeah, kao or tao, like us two, we're going. There's nobody else in the conversation, so everybody is included. So yeah, tao, luao or lua, that means you too. If we say la, that's gonna be them two people over there. Three or more people, we're gonna say mato, mato. And it's us, not them. If we say tato, that's us, everybody in the room, whether it's five people and everybody, nobody's excluded. To is gonna be y'all, you guys, we're talking about I'm talking to Oto, I'm talking to you all. Lato, me and you are talking about them over there. So these are the pronouns these are the only pronouns that can be used in this spot. All right, tense, pronoun, these pronouns right here, and then the action comes after that. For example, if I say na oalu, and I think this is kind of what you said. I forget what the action was, but na, so past tense, I go. Basically, I went. Right here, we're saying the same thing, but the way that you say I after the action is out. And I'll just do a few of these so that as long as you got the example, got what I'm saying, then you're good. So before the action of alu is going to be o. After the action of alu is going to be au. Okay, so na o alu, I went. Na aluau, I went. Both of these, same thing. We're just emphasizing that, the au, that I was the one that went. You didn't go. Na e alu. That's the way that you say it before the action alu. If we take the e and put it on the back, it's gonna be na alu oi, na alu oi. You go. Don't tell me you go. That's that one. But in normal conversation, we're not when you're not trying to sound like you're, mad or anything like that. Yeah, nah, alu, ile, yeah, you went to the what you call it. I remember you went. But over here, nah, alu, oi, like you go to the thing, and I better not hear no mouth from you. So you're really emphasizing to that person that you need to do this. I did that, or whatever. He did that. So, normal conversation, someone says, "Na yalu." Yeah, he went to the whatever. Over here, "Na aluia," or "Na alu." A lot of people they might even say "oia." They leave the "o" for whatever reason. I don't even know. "Na aluia," "Na alu oia." Okay. The dual pronouns. When the plural version of go is o, and this should actually have a on all of these. So plural version of go is o. So na mao. Yep, na mao atu. So we went. Me, us two, we went. Or na tao atu. We went. Just us two. Na luo. Na luo. You two went. Y'all went. Na lao. Them two. They went. Okay. This one over here. We went. So this is three or more people. Na tato o, na kako, na tato o atu, or na kako o aku. Either one. So we're saying we went, but it's three or more people. There's an exclusive version and an inclusive version. Y'all went, you all went. Na to o atu, na ko o aku. Okay, you all went. And then we have la to, they went. Three or more people. Okay. Na la to o atu. They went. And this is the way that you would say it after. Okay. So then we talked about singular possessives. This is the way that so my or like my stuff, my thing. So this is how we come up with my lau. So it's a singular thing. It's an A-class thing. Let's say it's a car, it's a computer, it's a anything that you have authority over, it's going to be an A-class. So this is how we come up with lau. Okay. If it's a house or a body part, it's an O-class thing. So that's lo'u or lo'u fale, like my house, or lo'u lima, my hand. So that would just take knowing like what's the O-class thing, what's the A-class thing. We kind of touched on it, but we're gonna get into it more. I won't delve into that too much right now for the purpose of time. Your same thing. If we're gonna say if it's a singular thing, A-class, you just drop it down, and then so it's lao. So that's how we come up with these kind of possessive pronouns. Lana. So singular thing, A-class, and then we just drop that right there. So olana ta'vale, his car, her car. Olau ta'vale, your car. Olau. Since a car is an A-class thing, we have to make that A. So olau ta'vale, my car. So your, your, his, her, its. Okay. And then these right here is going to be the same. So we talked about the pronouns that mean like we. Both of these mean we or us. Ma and ta. Lua is going to be you, like you two. La is going to be them two. But then whenever we add in the front, if we were to say a singular thing, okay, we would say like le, or a singular thing that you like. Do you guys yaise, yaise ma ta'vale? Do you guys have a car? We're not talking about a specific car. I would say se, but in this case, if I know what your car is, your singular specific car, I would say like, do you guys have the car of yours that belongs to you too? So this is singular specific, and then this is gonna be our two, and then you just add whatever the possession is. So for example, if we say ta'vale, so in this case we would say o le ma ta'vale, and this is gonna equal our car that belongs to us too, and not them, because ma is going to be exclusive. And I guess I'll just go ahead and type these down here. If we were to say ole ta ta'vale, same thing, ole ta ta'vale, this is going to be our car, belongs to both of us, okay. And then lua, your two cars, so o le lua ta'vale. Okay, so your car that belongs to y'all too. And then the last one would be like, their car that belongs to them too. I know I'm flying right now, but just stop me if you have any questions. These work all the same. I'll do the first two, the first and the last one. So if we were to say, I'll use a different one. So let's talk about some. We're saying some of our cars. Okay, model. Okay, so if I were to say some cars instead of, so all of this time I've been saying le, like ni, right? Like the singular specific. So if I say ni mato, so if I say o ni mato ta'avale, ta'avale.
Some cars.
Right, some of our cars, and this is all of these should be three. This should say three. I guess I copied this. Yep. So this is going to be, so if we use ni for all of these, some of our cars, but this is the inclusive version. Some of y'all's cars. You guys are rich. I want, can I borrow some of you guys' cars? Oni oto ta'vale or oni to ta'vale. Some of their cars that belongs to them. So you see, when it comes to these pronouns, if we just talking about the pronouns itself, this means we or us. This right here means you all. This right here means them. But when we add a limiter in front, if necessary, sometimes you don't need a limiter. And then if you add a possession behind it, that the noun behind it is what you're possessing. And then so now we or us turns into our. These would turn into our. You two, or it's messed up. You three turns into y'all's, like you all's possession. And then their stuff turns into, I'm sorry, them, which that means them, turns into their, but you have to have a possession behind it. Okay, so all of these, to make these possessives, you have to have a noun behind it to have something to possess, if put it that way. Okay. And then te is the other. I think this is where we stop as a class, so we'll do this slide right here. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up with that. Te is gonna be it's the equivalent to e. Okay, so it's the equivalent. So if we were to say tense, action, subject. So if it was a present habitual tense, e alu letama. Oops, e alu letama. So the boy goes, the boy habitually goes, right? So but whenever we say te, we're using it's sort of this format. It's not tense action subject. it's gonna be like the tense subject action form. So it would be like this. Alu. Oh, I'm sorry. Subject is gonna be what? A pronoun. I don't know why I put that in there. So a pronoun is gonna be ia. Well, actually, let me use I. I'll use I. So because that's the example right there. So o, and then like right here it says nofo. So I should use that from the beginning. Nofo. All right. So tense is our subject, which is a pronoun, is I, and then nofo, at least in this context, means to live. Nofo also means to sit, but if we were to flesh it out all the way into a sentence, we're gonna go into like, for example, I live in Illinois or wherever you live at. So o, but this is the wrong way to say it, and this is the only pronoun that does this. Whenever you see in the pronoun, we convert it to the preverb. So it would be o. You just take that o that's in the subject, and then you just put the te, o te nofo. And I'm pretty sure you hear like in the conversations where people say like, o te nofo ile Samoa, I live in Samoa, or o te alu ile, I go to ile Faleonga, I go to school, So all they did is they took, how do I do that? Okay. All they did is they just took these pronouns right here. Where's our preverb pronoun sheet? Or like mato, tato, to, lato. They take these pronouns and then they just add them with a te. So like I live. So o te. Instead of saying o, we're gonna convert that. Anytime you see or hear something like that, people are like, oh, I don't know about that. It's gonna be o te. So just flip it. Flip these two. So nofo means to stay, or it also means that. It also means to sit as well. So yeah, so in this context, because if we were to even if I took this and said I sit, that would be correct. But I think this is leading to the next lesson because we're gonna go into a location. So otenofo I, so we put a preposition there and then say where you live at. So otenofo I le Potumoy, like I live, or I reside in the bedroom or whatever. So I think that's why I said live in this case, but it also means to sit. So as long as you know that it means both, then you're good. Te. So we wouldn't say the preverb pronoun for you is going to be e. The one that you say after. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So we wouldn't say like e. So that's our tense. This would be our subject, and then our action is going to be nofo. We wouldn't say that. That's incorrect. So instead of we would take this put it in the front, and then we would just say te, like you see right here. So this is our pronoun combined with the te. That's our pronoun combined with the te. Na te nofo. Ma te no nofo. And these compound like that because it's a plural. So a lot of verbs do that. We haven't talked about it yet, but this is just one that does it. So we live, us two, not you. I'm talking about us two, and we're excluding somebody else from the conversation. Ta te nofo, lua te no nofo, la te no nofo, and so forth. All right. And then after that, we were going to break into groups, which is actually what we're going to start in class Thursday, or sometime in class. We're going to do this where we're going to break into groups, and then you guys just you introduce yourself. So oilo suafa, which is what is your name, or you could say Oailoingo, which is also what is your name, and then you just pass the conversation around. Talofalava, Faftaitelelava Moleava Noa. Thank you for this opportunity. Oloingo o Terrence. Oa'uole Tangata Onga ile Ngang Samoa. I am a student of the Samoan language. O te nofo I, and then wherever you live at, o te nofo I California. O te fia a'oa'uina le tatou Ngang Samoa. I want to learn our Samoan language. So that's all we were gonna do in terms of our group exchange, and then we just pass it around. The next person, talafalava, fa'aftatele mo le noa, o lo'ingoa, o siosi, or whatever. And then we just just go around. And then after that, I think we had a quiz. Yeah, a couple of these. Yeah, so you have any questions on anything? I know I was moving fast, so you might not hopefully I didn't miss anything, but okay. All right. Yeah, I think when I was asking questions, I was like getting into other stuff and then I was confusing myself because I'm like, talking about things that I shouldn't be talking about as of yet because I'm introducing other concepts without other explanation. But so that's the recording. I appreciate you because I gotta post this up anyway. Now I gotta go through and cut out that one part once they send it to me. So yeah, so if you're there tomorrow, I'll see you there. If not, then I'll be there Sunday, 10 a.m. Oh no, 11 a.m. California time. Yeah, so
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to this is my very first time learning Samoan.
okay.
I Tanato Uli Afa Samoan.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah, and you know,